be actually thinking, what on earth is she doing? What is this relaunch about? Because obviously I started my Arbonne journey about 2 years ago now. But so today is all about the fact that when I originally started my business, I didn't actually have a proper launch. I didn't launch my business at all. So I really, all of you in the group will know that I work with some absolute amazing products, but I wanted to share with you the bigger picture of this business and company, because I'm so passionate about what this business and company is actually about. So I wanted to share a little bit more with you on that side of things as well. And basically, when I originally started my business, it was because I kind of felt like I really got stuck in a rut of being in that typical stuck in the 9 till 5 position where I hated working for somebody else. I hated the fact that I had somebody else telling me what to do, how many hours I had to work a week, how much money I could earn, when I can have holidays and how many holidays I can actually have a year, to actually just be working from paycheck to paycheck and never actually having money left over. I was just struggling. And I actually came to think to myself, you know what, all I'm doing is making somebody else's dream come true, not my own. And I got really down about that. And then I've always wanted my own business. So I started looking into things like setting up my own salon. So a lot of you in here will know that I've been a beauty therapist for 10 years now. So I looked into setting up my own salon, and I actually got really, really down and frustrated at the fact that it was going to cost me thousands upon thousands to be able to do that. And I just want in that financial position to actually be able to do it. So I thought, this is my life. I'm always going to be working for somebody else. How am I going to get out of this? And then that's when Arbonne was shared with me, and the possibilities that I know that Arbonne can give me and where I can go with it without having to have that huge investment or a business loan to start with is absolutely amazing. And I'm just so passionate of what that can offer to other people as well. So that's what I really want to share with you tonight. And to be honest, when I first started this business, I knew nothing about network marketing. I didn't even try the products. I literally was just overwhelmed with what I was told, with the possibilities that could happen with this business and the kind of money I could be earning and the residual income. And then obviously when the product side come to it, I was blown away by how amazing the products are as well. So I've absolutely just fell in love with the products, which is obviously brilliant because the business wouldn't work if I didn't like the products. So that was lucky. So yeah, I am overwhelmed to be saying and announcing that Danny Wells is on with us tonight, and this lady inspires me so much. So I'm going to pass over to her so she can tell you a little bit more about her journey and story and about what this business and company is actually about.
Oh, thanks, Jess. I'm just watching everybody in the comments. You're so loved. Everybody loves you. Oh my gosh, you can tell you look after your skin. It's gorgeous.
Oh yes, definitely. That's all down to the RE9. It's transformed my skin.
Okay, hi everybody. So I've known Jess for a couple of years. In fact, I actually met Jess and she was looking at considering Arbonne a few years ago, and I fell in love with her straight away. I was like, oh my gosh, you're like infectious. You're just so warm and friendly and bubbly, and I just loved her right from the day one. So when Jess said to me a few days ago, look, Danny, I'm going to have a bit of a live relaunch because it was something that I didn't do in the beginning. Would you pop on for like 10, 15 minutes? I was like, of course I will. I'm absolutely delighted to be on the call with you all and share a little bit about my Arbonne story as well and how I came across this company, because my story is completely different to Jess. And I think that's the nice thing about Arbonne is there's millions of people doing this business, but the variety, I wanted diversity. Yeah, is that the right word?
Yeah, I would say so. Let's go with that word.
There's like men, there's women, there's 18-year-olds, there's 89-year-olds. Like there's people from like every walk of life. So let me share a little bit about myself. So I haven't always been an Arbonne consultant. My background was actually working in ophthalmology. So I worked for Specsavers Opticians, and it was a job that I loved. I worked really hard with my career and I absolutely loved it. And in all honesty, I thought that I'd stay at Specsavers until retirement, which is, what, 85 probably by the time we get there. Scary that. So that's why I thought that was my life mapped out, really. And I've got 2 children, and it was when my second daughter, unfortunately, had a brain hemorrhage and a stroke. So something that we never, ever saw coming. It came completely out of the blue to us. And I had to take time off work to be with her. So she was on life support and then intensive care and then a high dependency ward. And I took a year off work to care for her while she was going through lots of treatment. And for the 90% of the year that I took off, I didn't get paid for that. I only got paid for the beginning bit. So my husband started working overtime to try and like bring in that lost income. So he was working 70 hours a week sometimes just to bring in that extra income. and it still wasn't enough. I actually went on to benefits in the end, just to try and like bring in, like recoup some of that lost income. And we just got into so much debt, because my husband would get paid and his paycheck would pay for like the first half of the month, but then the last half of the second half of the month there was no money coming in. So there was times where we would have to choose between putting the heating on or eating right, which is choices that people should never have to be faced with. So after a year of being off work, my boss basically said to me, look, Danny, are you coming back to work or not? Which was fair enough. If anybody's on the call right now and you employ staff, I completely respect that. Like, you've got a business to run, you need to know what's going on. So I had to say to my boss that I wasn't going to be returning back to work, and I left, and I literally waved goodbye to the career that I'd spent 7-8 years building, and that was that. So the 2 years then went by where we were literally struggling with money. We were sinking into so much debt. Like, our marriage was on the brink, like things were not good. I was suffering with major depression and anxiety, and I was on Facebook having a moan, because that's what we do, don't we? Like, when things are not good, we go on social media and we tell the world, like, woe is me. And that's exactly what I did 5 years ago. And this girl reached out to me on Facebook, somebody I didn't really know. I knew her, but not very well. And she messaged me and she said, Danny, I need to meet you for coffee tomorrow, and I need to tell you about this thing, Arbonne. I'd never heard of it. And I'm really open-minded. I'm the sort of person, if somebody's got some information that they think might benefit me, I'm going to, of course, meet them and tell me. And I'm the judge of whether it's going to benefit me or not. Like, I'm so grateful that she let me decide, and she didn't decide for me. She didn't think, do you know what, Danny will never be interested in this. I'm so glad that she let me choose. So I met her the next day. Oh, is that your alarm?
Sorry, someone's trying to ring me. I'm going to text them and say, don't call me.
So we sat down for coffee, right? And this is what she said to me. Right, Danny, she got straight into the conversation as well. She was like, right, Danny, have you ever heard of Arbonne? And I was like, no, I've never heard of it. And she said, okay, are you aware that there are toxins in products that you're probably using in your bathroom, in your kitchen, on your dressing table, that cause long-term damage? Like, you're probably using like toothpaste with toxins in, deodorant with chemicals in, shampoo with chemicals in, makeup with chemicals in. I was like, no, like, I had no idea about what we probably all know now, which is chemicals in products and how they cause long-term problems for us all. No idea. But when she started telling me this, I actually thought, you know what? My husband's got fibromyalgia. I've got lupus. I've got the worst skin, which I did 5 years ago. Awful acne-prone skin. My kids both had eczema. So when she was saying all this, I was thinking, oh my gosh, I wonder if my products are the reason behind this, which they were. But at the time, I was thinking, And then she said to me, basically, there's this company called Arbonne. It's been around for 40 years. Now, as soon as she said 40 years, that ticked the box for me, because I thought, if I am going to get involved with something, I like that it's been around for a substantial period of time. It's not like a company that's, just cropped up and it's been around for 2 years and who knows where it's going to be, that kind of situation. So I like that she said it'd been around for 40 years. And then she said to me, Arbonne's got a Swiss heritage. So as soon as I heard like Switzerland products, I was like, best of the best. Like, Switzerland make the best chocolates, the best watches. If their products have got like a Swiss heritage, they've got like a Swiss standards, I was like, we're on to a winner here. So I was like, tick, next box. And she said to me, these products are ultra premium products with no toxins, no nasties in them. The products last probably like 20 times longer than what you're used to using. So like the toothpaste, instead of buying a toothpaste a week, you buy one toothpaste every 6 months. So these were the kinds of things she was saying to me, like they're heavily concentrated, blah, 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 blah. I was like, yep, get all that. And then she said to me, because the products are so good and they're plant-based, they're not tested on animals, they're not sold in shops for 2 reasons. They're not sold in shops. I'm like, okay. She was like, reason number 1, when products are sold in shops, they go up about 80% in price to pay for like advertising, to pay for staff, to pay for like the shop front. Now that made sense to me, because I was sat there having this cup of coffee that had cost £3.50, which I knew it was like 20p to make. I know the profit margins when things are sold in the shop route. So when she said that, I was like, that makes sense. So she said, Arbonne products never be sold in shops, because the founder of this company 40 years ago wanted the products to be like ultra premium products, but at affordable prices. So I was like, okay, what's the second reason they're not sold in shops? She said, the second reason is when products are sold in shops, they have to have parabens in, these like chemical parabens. And it's those chemical parabens that particularly women with breast cancer are finding on the deodorant side. and they're then on the lookout for a paraben and an aluminium-free deodorant. So these products will never ever be sold in shops because they will not have these nasties and these toxins put in them to give them a 7-year shelf life, because they're plant-based, they're clean, then they won't contaminate them with chemicals, like these nasty chemicals. So I was like, that makes sense. I said, my only question about it is, if these products are so good, you know, and they're not sold in shops and the company won't pay for any advertising, how do people find out about them? And she said, this is where you come in. Basically, you decide if you want to do this, obviously, like she let me decide, but she was like, if you want to do this, you can become an Arbonne consultant. And once she started talking, I was like, she got my attention, basically. I thought she was going to say that the franchise, the online franchise was going to cost like thousands of pounds, because that's what franchises cost. Like, I understood that. Like, a Specsavers franchise is £200,000. So I said, how much is it? And she was £30. It's like, £30? That's insane. So I was like, I just pay £30 once and I become an Arbonne consultant. And she was like, correct. And you get like a special website link, like a special URL. So people can only buy these products by going onto your website, and they shop on your website, and you get paid for every recommendation that you make that results in somebody making a purchase. Genius. I was like, absolute genius. And I signed up there and then. For me, I was completely in, because although I didn't have a lot of time, I was in hospital a lot, and I didn't have a very big network. And to be honest, the people that I knew that they probably wouldn't take me very seriously as an Arbonne advisor. So I knew that I was going to have to build this business outside of anybody that I knew. And I knew I was going to have to do it in very small segments of time, because I was always back and forth in hospital commuting. But the reason why I said yes was because I'd spent years after I'd left Specsavers, 2 years, after I'd left Specsavers, feeling depressed, suffering with anxiety. I'd lost my vibe for enjoying life. I was in so much debt. I needed something to get me out of debt and to give me something to do, to give me a purpose. And so I was like, I'm in. I'm completely in. And one of the greatest things about becoming an Arbonne consultant, one of the perks, is you get the products at cost. So that, for me, I thought, do you know what? Worst case, I spend £30, I get the products at cost, and I don't make any money. Like, to me, that was my worst situation. I thought, perk of the job, I get the products at cost. So I signed up straight away. This was 5 years ago. And what happened was, I bought the kids range, because my kids had really bad eczema. So I bought the kids range. Now, I used to spend £1 a week on baby care products for my kids, like hair and body wash in the bath. So when I saw that the Arbonne hair and body wash was £15, I was a bit of a difference there, like 15 times the amount I was normally spending. But I looked at everybody's before and after photos, like we get added into like a team page on Facebook, and I looked at everyone's before and after photos, and I thought to myself, do you know what? I would pay £15 for a product if it got rid of my kids' eczema. I would. I actually would do that. But what I don't want to do is spend £15 on a product that doesn't work, that sits in a drawer collecting dust, and I think, what a mistake that was. So my friend Emma said to me, look, Danny, buy the products, because if it does work, you know, you're quite happy to spend that. And I was like, yeah. And she said, if it doesn't work, all the products come with a 45-day money-back guarantee. So if it doesn't work, try it for a month, send the products back, you get your money back. So I thought, okay, you know, I've got nothing to lose. So I bought the baby care products. Now, within 3 days, my kid's skin had cleared up. I was ecstatic. I was so pleased, because my kids were literally up in the night scratching till they bled and crying in pain. So I was like, I'd have paid £45 to have got the results that I got. I was like, £15 was nothing compared to the results that I got. And that one bottle, I will tell you this, that one bottle lasted my 2 children 6 months. So I actually saved money in the long run. Anyway, back to the beginning. So I went to school a couple of days later, and a couple of the mums noticed that my kids' skin, because they had eczema on their face and it obviously cleared up, a couple of the mums said to me, what are you using? Like, what's going on? So I said to them, oh, it's these Arbonne products, like Swiss, like paraben free, not test on animals, like, you know, gave some sort of spiel about Arbonne. And 4 of the mums decided to buy the products. They said, oh, we want to buy the products. I was like, okay. So what I did was I pinged them over my website link. I sent them my website link. I said, look, when you get home, go onto my website, put the products in the shopping basket, pay for it online, and they get delivered straight to your house. A bit like shopping on Amazon Prime. Like, I don't take any money off you. I don't deliver any catalogs, I don't deliver the products, that's all done online. So 4 of the mums went online, shopped on my online shop, bought the products. My first paycheck for that work that I did was £12.50. Now, my husband thought this was absolutely hilarious. He thought it was the funniest thing. He was like, "You've earned £12.50 in your first month." I actually was quite proud of myself. I was really, really pleased. Like, I hadn't worked for a couple of years. I was really quite thrilled with myself. He was on the floor, bellyache, laughing. £12.50 for a month's work. Anyway, so those 4 mums used products. And one of them, all of them loved the products and it helped their kids. But one of them, her next door neighbour, said, "Gosh, what have you done? Like, look at their skin. Like, what is it?" And she told her about this Arbonne thing. And that school mum that I knew told her next door neighbour about my website. And that next door neighbour ordered the products off my website. And I got paid for that. I didn't even know her. And I got paid for that. Then she went to work, told work about these products, they took my website link and I got paid for that as well. So although my first paycheck in the first month was £12.50, those 4 people shared my website with other people. Now 12 months later, so only a year later from the start date, I had 1,000 people buying products on my website from Australia, New Zealand, Canada, America, Poland, and across the UK. I had 1,000 people in 6 different countries shopping on my website, which initially started off with me telling 4 people about the results that I had with these products. So fast forward to a year, I'm now earning at this point, £2,000 a month. My husband was not laughing at that point. He was like, "Oh, he actually joined the business himself," because he could see it working. So I was earning £2,000 a month. I was thinking, this is brilliant. My husband left his job. I came off benefits, and it completely changed our lives in so many ways that it just blows your mind. So I've been doing this for 5 years now. I'm at the top level in Arbonne. So there's only 4 levels. I'm at the top level. My business now turns over £2 million. So it's incredible, and I absolutely love what I do. So I'm at the point now where if I was to never ever work a day in my life again now, the business is built. Okay, it's all built, and I can step away and I can retire, and that money comes to me every single month. The reason why I won't retire is because I absolutely love this business, and I genuinely believe that there are too many people out there that need Arbonne products in their family's life because the products are amazing, and they need the Arbonne income that this business can give you. When my daughter had her stroke, we were in hospital. I was off work for a year. I was stressing about money because we didn't have another income. We didn't have property that was giving us an income every month. I didn't have like a royalty paycheck that was giving us income every month. I didn't have stocks and assets that was giving us an income. I spent that whole year, instead of worrying about my daughter's health, I was worrying about how we were going to pay the bills. Now, I really hope that there's nobody on this call right now that ever has to experience a parent or a child or a partner at the point where they're in hospital and you don't know if they're going to survive or not. And the only thing you can think about is, how on earth am I going to pay my bills because I'm taking a year off work? Like, people shouldn't have to worry about money when they should be worrying about their loved one in hospital. So I think too many people out there need to have an Arbonne business so that their Arbonne business gives them a paycheck every month. If they needed to take a year off work from their main job to be with a loved one, they'd never have to worry about money. Like, that is my dream. Like, I will still be doing Arbonne until I'm 85, 90 years old, because there are so many people out there that don't have a safety net catching them if they needed it. Like, Arbonne is like a parachute if you need it. Like, nobody wakes up and thinks, "Do you know what? I'm going to be an Arbonne consultant." Like, woohoo! No. People do this because, 1, the products are phenomenal and they like the perks that you get the products at cost. 2, they like helping people with the products. And 3, because they are building this to catch them if they were to fall. Hopefully they don't, but if they were to fall, they take a year off work. They know they don't have to worry about the bills being paid. Their Arbonne business has got it covered. So I am so passionate about sharing this information with people. So where do you see yourself? So there's 3 ways that you can get involved with Arbonne. Number 1 is you can become a customer. If you've listened to this and you've thought, "Do you know what? I want to change and start using some clean products. Start with a clean deodorant, a clean shampoo, some clean makeup, and some of those energy fistic drinks that Jess is like bouncing off the walls when she's using. Like, you can become a customer. So you can speak to Jess, say, look, I'm a number one. I want to become a customer. How do I get a discount? And she will be able to do that for you. So you can even comment, I'm a number one. Or you can comment and say, I'm number two. So number two is what most people do. I'd say 99% of people, then option number two, which is becoming a consultant. It's, you pay £30 once, you get your account, and then you get all the products at cost. You get your unique website. And if you share that website with anybody, you get paid for any shopping that is done on your website. And you share it with a few people, and they share it with a few people, and they share it with a few people. And you'll be amazed where you are a couple of years later. So that's number two. You can say to Jess, I'm option number two. I want to get myself a full account. Help me get that set up. And she'll be able to do that for you. If you're neither one or two, then you're option number three, which is what we call a cheerleader / connector. So you might already use really clean products. You might be more than happy to spend the money that you're spending on the great products that you're using. You don't want the discount that you get with Arbonne. You might already have loads of income streams that you don't need something like Arbonne in your life, and that's absolutely fine. But can you do Jess a massive favour and connect people to her? So when you go to work and you hear somebody at work that says something like, oh, you know, I'm going on maternity leave and I don't come back after maternity leave, this is your opportunity to say, do you know what? My friend Jess has got this business. It's all online. It's amazing. Let me connect you with her so she can tell you all about it. So you connecting people to her. Or let's say you're at work and somebody says something like, oh, I've got awful IBS. This is your cue to say, oh, my friend Jess has got this online business. There's over 500 products and they've got the best products that help with IBS. Let me connect you with her so she can sort you out with some products. They've all got full 45-day money back guarantee, so you've got absolutely nothing to lose. So being a connector is the best thing that you can do for Jess, because this business builds on a word of mouth like referral system. So you know 200 people that Jess doesn't know. And out of those 200 people, some of them are probably looking for products like Arbonne and wanting a discount like what Arbonne give. Some of those people that you know are probably looking for like a safety net business or something to bring in that extra income, whatever that is for them. Maybe they just want to earn, I don't know, £500 a month, which is what the general income is at level number one in Arbonne. So it's just referring people along to Jess, really. So, did you want to say anything, Jess? I can just talk and talk and talk.
Yeah, just to quickly kind of on a few things that you covered. One being, when you were obviously saying about all the chemicals and stuff that are used in a lot of products out there on the market, I was so shocked when I started my Arbonne business at the fact that at that stage I'd been a beauty therapist for 8 years, obviously now 10. But when I've been trained in about 8 big brand names like Elemis, Clarins, Decleor, Sparfine, and so on. But when I was trained, we only was ever taught about three main ingredients in all the products, and there would be 3 beneficial ingredients. They never ever told me about any of the nasty chemicals that were going in them. And I know that those products that I was trained in, that they had parabens and stuff like that in them, but I didn't know until I got my kind of training from Arbonne about what those ingredients were actually about. And that was with like being 10 years in the industry. So I was really shocked that nobody really elaborated on that and told people about mineral oil and parabens and how harmful it is. And even for myself, I used to have really bad acne. And my mum, bless her, used to pay for me to go for facials every month. And the lady would like squeeze all my blackheads and stuff like that out and really help my skin. I'm like, oh, it looks great. And then I would go and put my foundation on like the next day. And within 2 days, all of those blackheads and spots and everything would be all back again. And I never knew what was going on. And it was because of things like the mineral oil in the product. So that was a massive thing that I kind of took on when I started my Arbonne business and learned about, and I was just blown away by stuff like that and how we don't get taught that. So I love that about this business, that we can actually educate people on those kind of things as well. And one of the things that what really shocked me is I work in a beauty salon and a hairdresser's, and one of the products that's actually put on the shelf for our juniors, so for the girls that wash the hair and stuff, is like an emollient for them getting stuff like eczema and psoriasis. Because they wash so many hairs and in and out of water all day, they get really bad dry skin on their hands. And it all cracks and everything. Some of them are in so much pain. And when I looked at the product that the owner has provided for them, this emollient, on the back, the first ingredient in it is mineral oil. And then it actually states on the product, it actually says on the product, it helps with eczema and psoriasis. But then at the bottom in small print says, this product could cause eczema and psoriasis. what's that about? Like, that is crazy. And it's because of the mineral oil in there. So I'm trying to teach all the girls, don't put that on your hands. It's actually causing it to be worse. So it's absolutely mad that we don't get like educated in that, and it's in all those products out in the stores and stuff like that. And just with word of mouth as well, what you're saying about the word of mouth, that was one thing that really has kind of sold this business to me as well, is that I didn't realize how much I already recommended to people, but to other businesses. So people would always say to me, oh Jess, that lipstick's a fantastic colour, what is it? And I'd be like, oh, it's Maybelline, or it's Rimmel. And I'm putting all that money into that person's pocket, but now actually I can support my own business instead. And obviously you're buying your own products at a massive discount as well, which is brilliant. So it was a no-brainer. And obviously you can help other people do the same. And that is one of the things that I fell in love with about this business as well, is that obviously the products are absolutely phenomenal. But I love that I think everybody gets stuck in a rut of believing that you're only capable of like doing a certain thing depending on your upbringing and stuff like that. So I knew I was like that. I thought, you know what, I haven't had a very good education. I'm not the smartest of people. I didn't have a very good education. I don't have any business studies. I didn't have any money. I didn't come from a rich family. I didn't have money. So I was like, I can only ever be this. Like, I haven't got any other possibilities because I can't physically do it. I don't know what I'm doing. I haven't got the money to invest and all that kind of stuff. And I think people settle for that and think, oh, well, I'm not brainy enough and I'm not smart enough and I haven't got money to invest in a business. So all I can ever do is work here. Where actually, I don't think anybody should ever have to feel like they have to settle. And I think that's what's so nice about this business, is that we give that opportunity to everybody that can earn a 5-6 figure income a month, which a lot of us think isn't even possible because of our upbringing, and we've been told that it isn't possible for us. And that's the situation that I got in, and that's why I'm so passionate about passing the word on about that. But actually you can do what you dream of and you can just go for it. So that's another reason why I've relaunched now, because I thought, you know what, I'm not settling anymore. I want to get out there and I want to build my dream and succeed on my own goals and not just settle and struggle for the rest of my life. So that's it.
Beth's already said sign me up.
Oh, bless her.
Well, Emma, you've got loads of people on there absolutely loving this. So any questions, Jess can answer the product questions and I'll answer the business questions. Yes. We'll address them between us.
And thank you everybody for joining us tonight and taking the time out to watch, and thank you so much, Danny, for jumping on as well. Really appreciate that.
All right, bye everybody.
Bye.